This is the McLaren W1 made in collaboration between LaoLiang and GoBricks. It is a 1/8 scale Technic style build and clocks in at a whopping 4,200 pieces. This particular copy was sent over by Chow for review. If you're unfamiliar with Chow, they are a well-known retailer of alternate bricks, and they set themselves apart from the competition where they are one of the few retailers that tries to give you the box with most sets you buy. Most others, they'll ditch the box and just throw it in a bag. Chow opts to keep the box. If you're interested in this set, check out the link below. They have it on there for $130 US. Thank you to Chow for sending this over again. Let's get into the video. The box is really nice and has great printing all around. I especially love the view of the airflow diagram around back. Getting into the box, you are treated to 5 interior boxes, one of which holds the instruction manuals. These manuals are absolute units. Each one is extremely thick and heavy. The first one includes a ton of bonus info about the car, the set, and includes some truly beautiful photos and artwork. Now let's get building. But real quick, can I just say this is packed really well. Minimal space wasted, it's a very small box, nice interior boxes, and even when I opened up box 1, they had the bags stacked in the order that you would build them in, like it was bag 1 and then 2 was under that, 3 was like, that's kind of crazy. I might have just got lucky though. Anyway, enough nonsense. Let's shift some plastic. First stage consists of the engine and perhaps the gearbox across bags 1 to 3. Straight away, things are feeling very Lego-esque as there are a plethora of colors under the hood to keep you on the path of the light. Also, is this a unique part? I don't recall seeing it on the McLaren P1, but maybe I'm wrong. It's a gear engaging mechanism on this set. I wonder what that says. It looks really important. Oh well. Okay, hold up. Actually, it's genius. Essentially, it tells you to take your time when you're building the mechanical elements, don't make things too tight, and take stops to test the mechanisms frequently while you're building. That's actually genuinely a really nice addition because a lot of people don't know that, especially with the more technical builds. End of bag 1 and the gearbox is completed and tested. Shout out to Deeple for the assist. Okay, now the gearbox is complete. And check this page out. I whipped out Deeple again, and this page actually tells you how the gearbox works. How awesome is that? It even compares this rendition of the gearbox to prior models that Lego has brought out in the Porsche, Bugatti, Lamborghini, etc. As someone who famously builds these and has no idea what's going on, I do appreciate the effort. They're also keen to point out how some areas on the Lego McLaren P1 gearbox may be prone to failure. Shots fired. But let's get back on track. Locking in our V8 at this stage, and can you have a guess what this is? This is the design team calculating the approximate displacement of a Lego Technic V8. I mean, tell me you're an engineer without telling me you're an engineer. It's 4.6 liters if you're wondering. Okay, first issue. We have these hose elements, but they are too big, so I had to channel some dark magic. After some modifications and much swearing, the deed is done, and we shall see if this transgression shall be forgiven. We're at the end of stage 3 and the engine and gearbox look great. On to the midsection of the drivetrain. First sticker going on, and if you take a look, you will see that this is the electric motor when you read this excerpt, as I have done, given my immense knowledge of the Chinese language and literature. Next, we'll marry this to our gearbox and we can see the drive system working well, and it feels really solid. The amount of extra info in this set is truly mind-boggling. Just look at these details about the gearbox, including gear ratios, and have a gander at these charts. Anyway, stage 5. Stage 5 is concerned with building the gear selector mechanism. We get to choose on multiple occasions between multiple different sticker options. I'm very excited about this sticker. One more for the HUD, and we drop everything into place. Now here's the moneymaker. Keep your eyes on the prize as I give her the beans and cycle the gearbox. That's right. It's a gear indicator. It tells you what gear you're in as you cycle through them. How cool is that? That's awesome. Now, onto the rear suspension. Rear suspension and differential build is pretty standard for fans of the single-digit scale subgenre. Wow, that is poetic. That's really nice. I am pleased to report the W1 uses the robust differential, new stiff suspension, and includes a very reliable height adjustment mechanism. When all is said and done, we are done box 1 and somehow only 25% of the way through this build. Okay, I got a little ahead of myself, but have a gander at this front end. Of course we have delightfully stiff suspension, also ride height adjustment, but the real star of the show, this crazy tilt turn steering. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing the camber shift helps reduce the turning circle. If you happen to know anything about this, let me know. Linking this up to the chassis takes us to the halfway point. Start off book 2 with the dashboard, which comes complete with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and the engine cover. And what, pray tell, is this newfangled contraption, I hear you asking? Well, just sit your sweet booty down and I'll tell you if you give me a moment. But not now. Chill, we'll get there. We'll get there. At long last, we come to some exterior details, and here we are treated to some juicy angles right off the hop. Everything is locked in and very solid. I am loving this build. The headlights are done with swords, which I find very arousing. And we finish up the headlight shaping before attaching the front to our chassis. Next up, rear end. Here are the beginnings of the rear exhaust and spoiler area. And feast your eyes upon this rear wing mechanism. I absolutely love it. Finally, connect it all up. Some lovely shaping going on in front of the rear fenders. Everything is very solid too. Here are the seats, and I like how sturdy they are. They're very solid. Not crazy about the color. I didn't expect them to get that crazy like hexagon gradient thing that the real W1 interior has. Side note, the real ones also look bad, but a little bit of color variation would have been nice, like some black and orange. Just the straight body color kind of looks a bit bad in my opinion. Anyway, bag 22 provides shaping around all 4 wheels. Things are looking great, and this takes us to the end of box 3. On to the final chapter. And the design of the doors again are very beautiful and surprisingly sturdy. And I can confirm that this gull can spread her sweet wings and fly. Hood looks very nice and attaches beautifully. Next up, you get to choose which color brake calipers you'd like. I've gone for yellow on this occasion. It's also time for the sweet wheels and tires. And gang, these are an absolute treat. But be careful because they are directional. But you won't be able to miss it because of course the instructions tell you that. They mount up easily, and how are we feeling about this strange W1 pickup / ute thing? I find it strangely compelling. Finally, we can add the engine cover, which really ties the whole thing together. And as a final treat, they give you a lovely little display plaque. I love that extra touch. It's all in Chinese, but I still like it a lot. They also provide the option for a rear license plate, which I don't like a lot, so I left it off. You are free to do so, it's a free world. And the colossal W1 is finished. And wow, what a set. I have some thoughts. So first of all, I want to touch on this briefly. There is a YouTube channel out there, and other forms of social media are available as well, called Brick Talk, I think. And I believe the people who run that channel are actually the people who designed this. So that's super cool. And their videos on it are excellent. They really go through the features really well. And it's auto-dubbed to English if you want to watch it. But first of all, you see it, you step back, you finish the build, and you look at it. And it's absolutely gorgeous. This is one of the best looking 1/8 scale builds I've seen, full stop. There's no reliance on stickers or prints to get the look. Everything is done. I don't think there's a single printed element in here. There is a very small amount of stickers, but I think the designers did an amazing job capturing the essence of the W1, which is crazy because the W1's a pretty new vehicle and they did it in a short amount of time. I think they captured the look of this much better than a certain largest toy company in the world captured the essence of a then 10-year-old McLaren P1. Just saying. And as you go through the build of this, like I touched briefly on the orange hoses in the back. Those were a pain in the ass. They did not fit. That was it though. And those pieces, you could leave them out and you'd be fine. I think they must have just been manufactured somewhere else because everything else fit beautifully and I had no issues whatsoever. So if you just want the build and you just want the look, then this, for me, this is a no-brainer. And the amount of extra detail they give in the instructions, like you can tell that the designers really put their heart and soul into this. It is so clear how much love they have for this build. Absolutely incredible. My hat goes off. LaoLiang, BrickLiang, Brick Talk, whoever you are out there, you did an amazing job. This is fantastic. There is one area, however, where this does fall a bit short. For me personally, it's not that big of a deal, but for you, it might be. The functions. Now, I've run into this quite a bit before. With these 1/8 scale builds, I think it's tempting for designers to really reach for the stars. You want to go bigger, you want to go better, you want to go bolder. And these guys, they almost did it. But there are a couple spaces and it's the weirdest thing. Like I said, as I went through, I built up the chassis, I tested all the mechanisms, they were working flawlessly. Somebody commented on one of my other videos and said when they actually finished it, their gearbox wouldn't work properly. I finished it, my gearbox works fine. But however, my tilt-turn steering mechanism only turns one direction. You can see it turns this way. It doesn't turn right. It only turns left. So, but it was working flawlessly before I put the body panels on. So probably something's just blocking it because it's so dense. And I suspect I could fix it. It also took me quite a while to realize that the height adjustment mechanism for the front, it's tied to this front air dam, which is super cool that goes up and down as well. That's a neat little function. But that ties to the front ride height. The rear ride height is tied to the rear wing mechanism, both of which those work quite well. It's mostly just the turning that I've had issue with. I thought there was another one. Oh, there is one other function that doesn't work as well as you'd like it to, but it would be a super simple fix for the designers to do. Basically just the suspension struts that hold the gull wing doors open are a little too weak in my experience. They just needed a little bit of a stiffer spring to keep them up better. But other than that, I think I look at this with the box, the packaging, the beautiful instructions, the amazing build. Seriously, the build for this was so good. The brick quality is superb. And the look of it, and that's $130. Like, that's actually insane. This was such a good way to start my 2026. When I saw the photos of this, I was like, there's no way that is as good as it looks. And it low-key kind of is. This set is an absolute banger. If you like the look of it, if you like building weird mechanisms, anything like that, I would highly, highly recommend it. And take the time, bust out a little translator app, and check out some of the added pages that they have in the instructions. It's unbelievable the amount of care and love that went into this set. Really awesome to see. But anyways, I want to know what you think. Let me know what you think of this set down below. You like it? You're not so sure about it? I mean, if you don't like the look of this, I think you may want to go see an optometrist. But do let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know a lot of people have been asking about it, and here it finally is. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.